Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just thought I'd give a quick reaction to the Springbok team that's just been announced. What a team. I think we're moving closer and closer to their strongest team. I think there's quite a intent in this team for playing against Wales. I won't say it's their strongest one, but I think it's very much closer to that than we've seen all the international season. And the big news is Siya is back. Siya Kolisi is back and he's leading the team again. 76th cap for the captain. And yes, he's very confident of being there. Before we dive into the team, maybe just mention, if you haven't seen it already, I'm just going to put these comments here about his injury and how he's feeling now and how he got stuck in the practice. So watch that quickly.
So just on you yourself, I mean, as Jacques said the other day, you said you're also ready to play for Saturday. How far do you, and you haven't had a match yet, I mean, how close to being back to where you want to be?
You can only know that when you get on the field. So, and the trainings, actually, our trainings help a lot because it's like a rugby game. You know, some of our trainings like a club rugby game. So, I'm not thinking about the knee. That's the most important thing for me. The fitness comes, you know, because we had a session. Was it yesterday? Tuesday. No, it was Thursday. The last training session in the morning, and it got heated a little bit, like in a good way, and I forgot about my knee. I just got stuck in, which is a good sign. So that's all I care about right now is getting over that, which I am, and I just need to get as much minutes as I can on the field, the training and everything. The coaches are making sure that I don't swap in. I just stay on the whole time, which is tough in the fitness.
Obviously, I'll be giving you guys the press conference as soon as we've finished editing it as well, and that'll come soon as well. But for now, I thought I'd just put that in. So let's look at the team. I think let's start at the backs there. Kane Moody getting another chance after his man of the match performance in Argentina, surrounded by Cheslin Colby and Willie Leroux. I think Kane's got a good chance of actually cementing his spot there. It's hard to leave someone like Kurt the Orange out, but at the same token, how do you not give a guy another chance after he scored you a wonderful try and had put in a man of the match performance overseas? So yeah, it's easy to select Kanan because just of that performance, but what a performance it was by him. Then in the midfield, I thought they might go for the Andre Esterhuis and Damien de Lende combo with Damien at 13, but I think they've tried to keep stability. Jesse Krill's had some good games under the belt, and with the Canio out, Jesse's an obvious choice for 13. He marshals the defence exceptionally well. So Jesse will get his 62nd cap. Damien will get his 73rd cap. So there they are. A lot of experience in that midfield as well. And probably a good thing, given that you've got a relatively young and inexperienced halfback combination. We see Jaden Hendricks are getting a start, his 13th cap. He hasn't played all season. He, of course, had the tragedy of his father passing away and that he missed all the games because of that. So it's good to see him get a start again. I think he needs game time. The Boks need to see him in form, and you can only gauge so much from a practice session. And a lot of focus is going to be on his partner, Manie Libbok, who, Manie, I see he's now 8th cap. He's really sort of cemented himself now as the number one fly-off with Andre Pollard being out. So that halfback combination is going to be under a lot of pressure. And, if I was Wales, they'd probably be targeting them as well. So you could see the focus being a lot on their sort of style of play as well, and what it gives the Boks as well. And not only Wales, I mean, the Boks will be watching this, and all the South African opponents will be watching this. Manie Libbok has done exceptionally well so far. He's still got doubters, and he needs time in the 10 jersey. And he's done, he came through in Argentina after initially missing some kicks. There's still some thoughts about his goal kicking. But hopefully this will be a game where Jaden takes the load off him a bit in terms of the box kicking from the base and sort of the exit kicks as well, and sort of helps him out. And it'll be interesting to see, because that is definitely a combination for the future if things come through. And there's definitely going to be a combination that will be worthwhile watching at this World Cup. Then let's look at the forwards. Jasper Wiese coming back in. Well, not coming back in. He played in Argentina and Buenos Aires. Gets a second chance to cement a spot. He also had a good performance in Buenos Aires. And there's Dwayne Vermeulen probably passed him in the international season, so it's a good chance for Jasper to also cement himself there as well. Pieter-Steph du Toit, who we all know would be there, it's his 70th cap. He's playing some exceptional rugby and really puts in has a big engine. on defence as well for the Boks. And then Sia, Sia's back. We had a chat to him just before they left for overseas, and he spoke about the excitement of leading as well. And I think this is quite important, though. He spoke about his comeback and the pressure that's on him as captain, and how he allows the other leaders in the team, because the Boks work with a leadership structure that each part of the plan, there's a leader for the scrums, there's a leader for the lineouts, there's a leader for defence, there's a leader for the backline, those type of things, that he allows other people to take over at times, like he did the last time when he came back from injury just before the World Cup. So we'll see that. Don't be surprised if Sia stands back and lets one or two other players take decisions. It's the way they work. They're quite comfortable in that structure, and this is how he explained it.
Yeah, but right now I'm not worried about the knee. If something happens, then it happens. If I can't go in there with those small voices in my head, I won't be able to lead the group. And that's why training is so important, and what I do in the week is so important. By the time I play, there's no ways I'm playing and I'm having doubts in my head. So if I'm on the field, on the playing, I won't be thinking about that. So I'll be okay. But also, like, what I enjoy about the guys and the leaders in the group, I can tell them straight, listen, for this, just take charge for this time, so I can focus on me. So, because I'm always the best when I'm playing, and I'm playing well, and that's that's why I can rely on the other leaders. And I used to do that in some games. When I came back from the last World Cup, I would chat to 100 and say, 100, listen, for the next few minutes, just make decisions. I just want to play a little bit, and then maybe later in the game or 2 days games later, I can and tell them, okay, I'm good again, and I can be open and honest with that, because it's not about me, it's about the team and what the team needs at the time.
And then the headline, if Sia wasn't back, Sia's the obvious headline here, but if Sia wasn't back, the headline would be the Munster pairing of Erkje Snyman and Jean Klein at lock. Very interesting, and a lot will be watched about the way they play as well. Wales have got a decent lineup, although on Saturday against England, that lineup fell apart, and I think the Boks think they could probably exploit that if they really had to. Jean Klein sort of established himself as the backup to Eben Etzebeth now, and his physicality will be counted on a lot as well. While Erkje, with Lurt being out because of the minor heart condition, we wish him very well in his recovery. But with Lurt being out, it's between Erkje and Marvin Orri for that starting spot. And, Marvin's had a couple of goes and can obviously call the lineup calls. I think the Boks want to see what Erkje can do. And Erkje's always just been sort of the bomb squad guy. He is an incredible athlete, has got a lot of speed, and can put in a massive effort in a 20-minute spurt. But it's going to be interesting to see how he does as he starts. And I think Erkje will be very hungry to try and get that starting spot as well. So that'll be an interesting one, Erkje and Jean Klein as a combination. It's an interesting combination as well. And are the Boks looking at them for the sort of midweek games or their second string games? Or is Marvin then with Eben, or is that spot still open? Front row, no surprises there. Frans Malherbe, Steven Kitshoff, both of them exceptionally experienced World Cup winners. Malcolm Marx, also a World Cup winner, and it's interesting to see Malcolm starting. Bongi, of course, captained the side in Buenos Aires, so Malcolm getting a start as well. And there's not much to choose between the two, so I don't think there's any sort of controversy in that selection. And then onto the bench. Interesting bench there. Oxenchair's back. He had a pectoral injury that saw him miss most of the international season so far, but he's back. He's coming off the bench. He's obviously fit and playing, and that sort of confirms what Jacques said at the team announcement when people asked about Handré and the difference between Handré and Sia and Lucanio and Ox and those guys. Well, Ox and Sia have obviously gone through the training protocols, have obviously ticked the boxes they need to tick, and both of them there. So Ox is on the bench with Bongi, Vincent Koch being the other front row forward there. Then the versatility of having a guy like Franco Mostert on the bench really opens it up, so the Boks can play two loose forwards in a 6-2 split, a bomb squad split. Marco van Staden and Dwayne Vermeulen there as the two guys on the bench, so they're the loose forwards. And are we seeing a resurrection of the bomb squad now? Because that's a hell of a front, six forwards on the bench there, and they can do some real impact and some real damage. Especially, not many teams can have a guy like Bongi and a guy like Dwayne Vermeulen come off the bench, that sort of experience. I mean, Bongi's got 60 caps, Franco Mostert 65, Dwayne 68. That's a serious amount of caps between the three of them, and that they come off the bench and mean a lot. Then on the only two backline players, Damian Willems, who we expected, who's going to cover a multitude of positions for the Boks, and then Grant Williams, who can cover wing as well. Nice to see Grant, because he only lasted 11 seconds at Ellis Park, got concussed in an incident that we all feel should have been a red card from the beginning. So it's good to see him come back. He's had 2 starts off the bench this international season, 4 caps to his name. He can really give himself a good chance of making the starting lineup, or on the bench in the starting 23 for the season, and it's going to be great to see two very young guys. And I remember Grant telling me when he was selected ahead of Ellis Park, he was talking about the fact that him and Jaden watched the last World Cup in I think it was college collegians or college rovers in Durban, and they were both wondering what it'd be like. Now they're both on the cusp of a World Cup, in a match 23 together, and that's something exceptional. And I think it's great to see young players coming through like that. Hope, of course, they'll do very well, and Grant's speed in that second half is going to be something to watch as well. I'm really keen. He's a very exciting player to watch. So that's the match 23, and overall, really like the look of it. It's very close to the top 23. There's some experimentation with the lock position, some experimentation sort of with Kanan, I suppose, and the halfbacks. But the rest of it, there's nothing wrong with that, with those players that have been selected, and they really, really deserve their spots there. So there's a lot of competition in the squad at the moment, and we're going to have to see how it turns out in the next week against the All Blacks. I think we'll see a lot closer to their starting lineup. But the Boks are taking this very seriously, this game, and it's going to be interesting. They expect another arm wrestle, another sort of get into the gutters type game with Wales, hoping it's going to be a bit more exciting than that, because I think it's not the greatest, those games. I know they're good sort of physical battle, but I think we also want to see the Boks explode on the outside a little bit as well. So saying that's what we expect. I'll be back with Jacques' comments after I've edited them now. But thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Cheers.